Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
Thank you, Namit. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for talking to me. The question of the hour: how was it working with Sushmita Sen, the Sushmita Sen?
It was great, and she's such a great person. And at any given point of time, I did not feel as if I was working with the Sushmita Sen. It was such an she has such a homely vibe about herself, because the first thing that she talks about is her kids,
Okay.
and then she starts making herself familiar with everything, and she's extremely personal with you. And she has one of those great qualities that when she's talking to you, she's only talking to you. She's not talking to 10 other people. Very few people in the world have that kind of a quality. Like when I am talking to Rajat Tripathi, I'm only talking to Rajat Tripathi. I'm not focusing on anything. And obviously on this Zoom call, I don't have anyone else to focus on, so it's easier. But when it's a set, when there are 150 people around you, it's very difficult to do that. But she has that quality. So the actor immediately becomes very comfortable,
Okay.
and you're like, okay, this is not the Sushmita Sen that I'm talking to. This is the human being that I'm talking to. And then the acting and the scene and everything just flows. Then it just becomes very easy.
Okay. Okay. Every set could be a learning experience, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. What has been
Huh.
the experience on the sets of Aarya been like?
You know, Aarya wasn't a set.
Okay.
I don't use these industrial terms for this project. I I say Aarya was a project where we became family.
Okay.
And it was all because of obviously our lead actress Sushmita Sen, who's playing Aarya. That's one aspect of it. And then there's obviously Ram Madhvani, who manages his family in a way that you start living the character on your own. And mind you, there, and I'm sure you must have interviewed other people also from Aarya, and they must have had the same experience. There is no action and cut on a Ram Madhvani set.
Okay.
They just say go.
Okay.
So for example, there are scenes which are being played out, uh, and there are no shots per se. Okay, fine, I'm coming for your clothes now. Oh, I want a long shot. No, it's activity.
Okay.
It's a reality which is being captured, and which is why it looks the way it looks. His earlier film Nirja also, it's an extremely difficult film to shoot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the way he did it, the way he does it with his assistants and with his team, is that becomes your reality, and you eventually just become that character.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, Nirja, when you're actually watching Nirja, you do feel claustrophobic despite just sitting out in an open room. Just by
Absolutely, absolutely. Because there's no action and cut. There are
okay,
no close-ups. There are no people are in that shot, which is not even a shot actually, which is basically coverage,
okay,
live coverage of which they keep saying that it's a 360-degree coverage for the time that scene is being shot for. So I'll give you an example of a party scene, and the party scene had almost all the primary characters from the show, and it had uh, the main plot and the subplot and the subplots and the subplots which
yeah,
are happening between all the characters. So the director and the assistants would come to you and say that this is your path. You have to go from A to B to C to D. And they would tell that to all 23 actors who are in that. And then next day when we come to shoot it, what actually happens is everyone is just let on their own, and they just say go, and then you are living the party. You are living the party for 45 minutes.
that is so cool. Okay,
You are just living the party for 45 minutes, and there are 2 or 3 or maximum 4 takes taken, and in 2.5 hours we are done. We are done with the shoot,
okay,
and we can go home and chill and relax. Yeah,
that is a great approach, I think. Okay, I do
that's a
understand.
fabulous.
Yeah,
I mean, no one in the industry that I know, that I have worked with, has had this approach.
Okay.
But that's why Ram Madhvani is Ram Madhvani, I guess.
Okay. Tell us something about your character and what made you say yes to it. Also, a follow-up question to it already. Do you dive too deep into your character that it's tough to get out of it, or is it an industry myth that has been perpetuated by actors?
I think I really feel that what do I do to get into the character? Well, I talk to the director, I talk to the people who are the creatives, and I primarily ask them, what do you want to communicate through me,
Okay.
and through this character? And I think the word character is also a myth, at the end of the day, Rajat. What exists is moments between people, and that needs to be captured in front of the camera. And all that jim jam about, I was so much into that character that I couldn't get out. Then I really don't believe in that approach. I'm not a fan of that kind of an approach. I think it's skill at the end of the day, and if you can't get out of your character, then it is your problem. It's really your problem.
Okay.
It's skill at the end of the day, and you need to be in and out of it, as you are in and out of your house, or you are in and out of friendships, and you are in and out of different relationships of your life. And we are all, as human beings, even if we are not actors, we have different shades. Everyone has different shades, right? No single person is, oh, he's this kind of a person, oh, he's this kind of a man, or he is this kind of a woman, or she is this kind of a woman. I don't think that happens. But I think the actor somewhere has an ability to tap into different shades of himself, and that eventually gets identified as the character that he is playing. But in order to do that, in order for that communication to be very sharp, you need a very good director, you need a very good creative team. I don't think you can do it on your own, because it's a community art form. It's not something which you can do. You can't perform on your own. मैं अभी लॉकडाउन में मैं घर पे क्या परफॉर्म करूंगा यार? I need help of other people also.
Okay.